just to tickle funny bones, but also to really awaken our conscience on the current state of play of affairs in the country. And this looks like the Katiba that has been trashed. And you can see when Jiko is wondering, do we really treasure this book? That's a probing question there. And also, we have Baba, we have Mwai Kibaki there, we have Uhuru Kenyatta, we have Musalia Mudavadi, we have Ruto. And they're asking questions here. First, Mwai Kibaki, done to make Katiba work, is walking away. That is the Mwai Kibaki. We have Uhuru saying, I did implement some of it. Remember, we had also the former Chief Justice writing to the former president to dissolve Parliament because of lack of mainstreaming, gender parity. We have also Musalia saying, my position violates it, right? Well, that particular position, as we know it right now, is very controversial. And we have Raila Odinga say, I always work around it, always working around it. And just as you've heard, he's saying we should maybe scale back on the numbers of counties from 47 to 14, that we have a very tiny country that cannot accommodate the 47 counties. And we have President William Ruto saying, I voted against it. Right. Interesting. What do you have to say? Let me hear from Dr. Martin Oloo. Looking at all these transitions, who actually has successfully made sure that at least there is implementation of the Constitution, at least even maybe they adhere to, the big components and the tenets of the Constitution?
The big parts of this Constitution are working despite the complaints, the challenges. And what are the big parts? There are aspects of this Constitution that we can do nothing about or we cannot reverse. For example, the declaration that the sovereignty belongs to the people of Kenya. A big statement. Of course, we've come a long way. There was a time when Parliament was the sovereign.
Yes.
And it did whatever it wanted to do. But we are back to saying that the people of this country take this power, donate it to other organs. So that's a very important statement. Number two, there are some commitments that we've made that we are not going to go back on, and they have to work because they're already implemented. County, national level. They are independent, distinct, but interdependent. Whether that works out, that is a challenge. But somehow we know that with the counties, we have 15% of the national budget dedicated, committed by the law, by the Constitution, to those entities called counties. That alone ensures that some money is actually arriving or reaching at the county level. Leave alone other issues that you'll hear about, wastage and whatnot. The fact is, there is a commitment that we already have.
But 15 years down the line, we have this dependency syndrome that is still beleaguering the counties when it comes to own source revenue, that we have a pail in hand, extended to the exchequer every time. Oh, when there's no money, oh, we are dysfunctional right now because they've not disbursed this money. When can we cut this umbilical cord?
No, Dubal. Yeah. Counties are part of this country. All Kenyans contribute taxes. We can't say that counties are begging. No. The money that is at the center belongs to the people of Kenya. Remember, there are no people in this country that belong to the national. But everybody belongs somewhere in a county. Okay? So whatever we are contributing to make the national cake, everybody is contributing to it. So nobody can say that counties are not baking their own, they are waiting.
But they should actually. When you're talking about their own source of revenue, when you depend on the national government.
If I may interject, because we're now having
yes.
It's now the third arm of government that should be involved, because it is stipulated, it is very clear. And like my learned friend says, it is not that the counties are begging. It is as of right and as per law. And if there is a dispute, where do you take this dispute? You don't take it to the executive, you don't take it to the legislature, you take it to the judiciary, to the third arm of government. So the panacea or the cure for this is not that we're not going to have the counties or we reduce the counties. You reduce the counties, you make larger counties, it will still be the same number of people and a larger number of people who will need these resources, if not more. So the question is, who is going to resolve this issue for us? In most normal working countries, you go to the altar of justice, which are the courts.
And then we're back to where we've also said that in the event of a dispute between the county and national government, there are other organs. The IBEC,
exactly,
chaired by the Deputy President, the Summit, chaired by the President. We have negotiations that should happen between Parliament, the National Assembly, and the Senate. So we have organs.
Exactly.
The question is, are we in the culture of always wanting to move? And let me say this, I'm so happy with this constitution, it's made the lives of politicians difficult. If you had given them a chance, and by the way, we got here because of where we had come from, the other constitution had been changed so many times that the drafters of this constitution made it more difficult to change. No wonder we haven't had any success in 15 years of amending it. That is an important point. It has withstood 15 years of attempted amendments of this and of that kind. Now that is a strength of this constitution. But the critical thing that I want to say, Dibali, is that whether we can trace some challenges or not is not the point. The point is, this Katiba has been able to help us, first of all, entrench a few things: openness, transparency, accountability. Today, the Auditor General can speak up and say what is not happening. Today, the President can stand up and accuse the National Assembly of taking bribes. They can threaten that they'll impeach. So there are many things that we are seeing playing out today, thanks to this constitution.
Yeah, but when we speak about that, we must always put the context to history. This constitution did not come out of the air. There was Section 2A that was repealed thanks to the members of the Law Society of Kenya, led by Paul Mwite, of which my father, the late Japheth Galagati Shamala, was also a council member. So they are the steps, there's the historical facts that we must never